Hello everybody, so as you can see, today we got our hands on the YJ MGC 7x7. So this will complete the line of all the big cubes in my collection. So without further ado, let's unbox it and see how does it feel out of the box. Let's get right into it. And now in here, as expected, we have our cube still in a plastic, and then we have some tools. So first we'll take a look at the tools. I don't think anything here will really surprise me. It should be just the usual. We have a cube stand. Those don't work. Even if you assemble them, they're horrible. So I just throw them aside. What's this? It seems like we have some springs. Put that aside. I honestly don't know what the springs do. I never changed them. Oh, we have a screwdriver. I had a generally bad experience with these screwdrivers. They are so cheaply made that the last two I got from YJ don't even work. Let's hope this one's different, so we'll put that aside as well. And now we have magnets. Funnily enough, not enough magnets to replace every single magnet. I'm not sure are they of the same strength or different, but either way we won't be using this. And next we have our instruction manual. That is the biggest piece of trash in this packaging, so no one uses that. And lastly, let's see what we have here. Oh, we have even more springs. There are two springs, one is plus and one is minus. I'll imagine this is tighter and this is looser, so that's pretty cool. Although this cube does not have like a dual adjustment system, it seems that I gave us replacement springs. So I think that's really good for someone who's like professional, that is really serious on modding their cube. But for me, I don't think I will be needing it, so I'll just eat. Now let's look at the main event, our cube. So one thing I'll be judging this cube based on is the first impressions. Some cubes such as the, let's say the YJ MGC 5x5 that I have, which will be this one right here, has a really good out-of-box experience. Out of the box, it's really beginner friendly. You know to set it down or break it in any way. It works well. But then for some other cubes such as the YJ Mini Zhilong and this one, I think this is the Yushi 6x6, these two cubes gave me a very bad out-of-the-box experience. Don't get me wrong, they are really good cubes and I really do enjoy them, but out of the box, they need a lot of breaking in and setting up before feeling that they are usable. So let's just hope what we have right here has a better out-of-the-box experience than those two YJ cubes. Well, it is from the MGC line, so I have high hopes for it. So let's plug it open. Alright, let's get it right out, and there we have it. Oh my god, the tiles are so small. So let's get some first turns and see how it feels.
Nice.
Okay. Right away I can tell I'm already really enjoying the feel. The magnet strength is really good and really comfortable. I feel like this cube is already really reliable in performance. So in terms of first turns, it is very good. Out of box, I can see that I don't need to break it in any ways. I don't need to like, you know, set it up before it's usable or feels good. It is already pretty good. So yeah, so out of the box, the first impressions are extremely good. It is light, it can be played out of the box for an absolute beginner. There's no breaking in needed, no setting up needed. And it just feels amazing, comfortable and well performing out of the box. So that's all for the unboxing. I'll be right back to review this thing. Okay, now we are back to review the cube. And let's just say that I was quite surprised to discover that the YJ MGC 7x7, one of the most highly regarded cubes of all time, has a major flaw. I think first and foremost we need to address the strength of this cube, which is its speed and smoothness out of the box. With no doubt, even with no setup, no loop and no breaking in, right out of the box, this cube already turns infinitely better than YJ's older line of big cubes, in which I'm talking about the Yu series by YJ, which is the Yushi, this one, the Yufu and the rest of the series. So that is a massive win for YJ in terms of design and execution, because this thing turns amazingly smooth and fast out of the box with a reliable feel. Okay, now let's talk about the corner cutting. I don't really have another 7x7 I can compare it to, so I'll show the corner cutting on screen and you can decide for yourself whether or not it is good enough for you. So first, let us compare the normal corner cutting. So in my experience, we cannot reliably corner cut a full block like this, but then anything a little bit under a full block, it can consistently corner cut like this. Yep, there we have it. And if I would take a full block, like this whole block right here, and I try to corner cut that, it works sometimes, but in my experience, it's not 100% consistent when it comes to this degree. Yeah, as you can see, that happens. And let's see the reverse corner cutting. In my experience, it has little to no reverse corner cutting, even with a really small, misalignment like this. Corner cuts quite loudly, and anything beyond that, can't really corner cut that consistently. Yeah, but I think that's okay. If I were to judge the corner cutting of the cube as a whole, I think it's quite good, and it's good enough for a cube this big, because realistically in Souls, you wouldn't have to do a corner cut by such a wide degree anyways. So to me, it's pretty good. Looking at the sheer speed and reliable corner cutting, this cube is set up to be the echelon of 7x7s, the perfect cube. However, this cube has one fatal flaw that draws from its practical performance. The outermost two layers are notably inconsistent when it comes to turning them separately. The second outermost layer will randomly turn along with the outermost layer when I'm only trying to turn that layer. Sometimes even when I'm literally not touching the second outermost layer. Even if you put that aside and call it a skill issue, the second outermost layer is way too sensitive to be ignored. Half of the time when doing algorithms, I'll have to spot the cube with my thumb over here, so that the second outermost layer doesn't slide around when I'm doing algorithms. Yeah, like this. However, if I would take my thumb away and hold it like a regular cube, it is way less consistent when doing algorithms, and I can't really trust it enough to not do things like that. Yeah, like that. Yeah, and like that. This is not such a big problem such that it ruins the cube in any way. I still absolutely love this cube and I like the performance very much. But in a competition, I would want to only have to focus on my solution and not have to keep tabs on the hardware instead. In my opinion, that is quite distracting, and that has to take away from this being the perfect cube. Don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining that it's a bad cube. It's an absolutely awesome cube and I'm pretty sure one of the best in the market right now, but I can't give it a perfect score, seeing as to out of the box it has such a major flaw. All in all, as much as I love this cube, I can't give it a perfect score due to the inconsistency in the second outermost layer. Out of the box, I just can't trust it enough to only think about my solution while solving, and I'm sure you all will have a similar problem as well. I'd love to hear your opinion about the Cube 2 in the comments. What do you think is the best 7x7 out there? And if it's the MGC 7x7 right here, do you agree with the flaws that I have brought up, or are there any ways you have done to overcome these flaws of the cube? Maybe in terms of loop, setup, spring changing, or whatever. Well, that'll be the end of this video. Thanks for making it to the end, and tell me what cubes would you like to see reviewed next.